Hey everyone, how you doing this evening, morning, night? I don't know because I don't sleep. Okay, I've been sleeping a little bit better lately, but not a whole lot. Um, my mental illnesses have been just a wreck, a mess, from one extreme to the other. From, oh man, I don't even know where to start. From depression of having things go on that I feel like I have no control over, and I manage to wind and bob and go through the maze to make things happen and get things done and feel good about that. And it's a huge relief when it's a huge issue, and I manage to maneuver my way through it. Um, if you've watched the last couple videos of mine, I was having issues with Amazon. I won. I went straight to the source and I got my $85 back that they owed me because I had every shred of proof of why I should get my return and my refund. So I shouldn't say I got my return back. I returned it and got my refund back. So that was a victory. Maybe it doesn't sound like one, but if you would have had to go through the hell that I went through to even try to get it back, trust me, huge victory. I was so happy. What else? I was trying for the longest time now to find a digital camera that I could use to film these videos. I had gone through two Kodaks. One failed. It got stuck and it was defective. But I liked it. I liked the quality photos and things that it did. The videos weren't great, I'll say that. But I did like how it took photos, so I wanted to keep it for that value. But then I was without a webcam. So I went, took the damn camera back, I even tried a camcorder. Um, Here we go with the heater, but I have a new heater and it's phenomenal. But now I'm trying to get it to where, well, because the temperatures here go from, I think right now it was about 5 Fahrenheit to 35 Fahrenheit. So the room not having a heating vent, the temperature varies so much that it's hard to find a happy medium. That has everything to do with mental health, but actually your comfort level does. If you're cold, you're not going to be so happy. If you're hot, like if I get hot, I get fucking crabby. Oh my God. I hate sweating. I hate sweat. There's no in between. Just is. Anyway, so cough came early. Get it over with. As you can see, I'm a hot mess. Um, I'll get over it. So I ended up getting my camcorder that eventually I'm going to try to get together to use. The only drawback is it only films for 30 minutes. And sometimes my videos I like to be a little longer, or tend to be a little bit longer because I talk too much. But whatever. So I have the camcorder. Maybe I'll just sell it. I don't know. I haven't decided because I was bored, and this is what happens when you have depression and you have certain mental illnesses. When you're bored, you try to find something to fill that void. So I went on Facebook Marketplace. Well, I started out at Walmart to see if they had anything new. Then I went to Best Buy. I was at Staples, Office Max. I was trying to find myself a digital camera. because I've always been into photography. So I'm searching, oh, it's Amazon. But having the mental illnesses that I have, I need the immediate satisfaction. I can't wait 2 days to get something. I need something and I need it now. I've been that way though. I can remember since I was in my early 20s. I needed a haircut. I'd call every salon to get in ASAP. I can't wait till next week. I can't wait till tomorrow. I need it now. It's the way I am, and it's the way I've always been, and I don't really know what demon controls that part of my brain. So I go searching through, I ended up at Facebook Marketplace, and I find I want a Nikon or Canon. Everything else is, not everything, but the majority of everything else is, those are the top two. And so I put that in, and I'd find one here and there. I actually had a price range that I was looking in, and finally, I sent messages to this person and this person. I had to have been good 12 different ones that I inquired about. And I'd get, I would do research. I'd Google in the model and I'd find out the specs and I'd see something on it and I'd wonder what that was about, what it did. And I would see, I'd put in what's in the box. So when they advertise it, well, if it's supposed to have 2 batteries and it only has one, where's the other one? Why isn't there 2? Okay, so if it only comes with one, then I would like it for, and I'm good, really good at negotiating. Where other people are horrible, I'll have something for sale and I'll get a message. What's your lowest price? That's the dumbest question. I also have taught people, say you have something and you want to get $300 for it, post it for 4. That way, if somebody wants to negotiate and they think that 300 is going to be a low ball, they may offer you 375. They may offer you 350. So you're going to actually get $50 more than what you originally wanted for it. It's a little game that I'm really good at. One lady, I remember a while ago, a long time ago, I should say, she had this TV set and she wrote all this stuff that it had. And we're like, oh my God, that sounds great. It sounds like what we want. And she wanted like 400 and some dollars for it. And jokingly, I lowballed her ass. I think I said, I'll give you $200 for it. And she says, okay, here's my address. Come and get it. Went and got it all set up. And then on the back, it usually has the model, serial number, all that. I looked on the back and I looked at what she posted. We measured it. It wasn't even remotely close of what she wrote. And what, doing research, because that's what I do, we actually ended up getting it for the price that we really should have. So we really didn't lowball her. So that was actually kind of funny. Then she threw in some bedding and some weird shit. Oh, she was weird. There's a lot of winners on there. Winning. So anyway, I spent the entire evening, I'm so exhausted, spent the entire evening looking for a camera. Because I was hell-bent on getting a camera tonight. So I would find one that I thought maybe would work. I'd look at what, okay, there's a camera, there's a case, there's batteries, there's charger, blah, blah, blah. So I found one, and it was very similar, if not the same one I had before I got divorced. I got it at Best Buy, brand new. It was a Nikon, and it was so nice. I ended up getting a case. I ended up getting lenses. I ended up getting the whole shebang, and then got separated and had to sell everything I possibly could under the sun that I had in order to get a lawyer who was stupid. He wasn't a good lawyer. I lost my ass. I was homeless. I had nothing. I had to buy toilet paper. I had to buy, literally nothing. I had clothes that somebody was nice enough to drop off at the hotel. I don't even know who. They just bagged some clothes together and left it at the front desk, and there you go. So at least maybe I had something a little decent to wear to court. But it was all either too small or too big or too, it was shit. They just threw some shit in a bag. Thanks. Anyway, so I was hell bent on it. So I messaged a bunch of people, and it was cameras that I considered. One was really stupid. It said, if this post is up, it's still available. And it said it was posted a year ago, but it was a nice setup. And I'm like, oh, what the hell? And because it said, if this post is up, it's still for sale. That means you don't say, is this available? That's like the worst thing you can say. So I have to, how am I going to ask? Oh, is this camera negotiable? Or is the price of this camera negotiable? Is what I asked. And I can't remember, but she actually answered. Oh, she said, I already lowered the price, so no, it's not. So you posted it a year ago, and I guess you're that hell bent on keeping it, and okay. Oh, it was a nice camera. It was red, and it just shiny. Just reminded me of a car. Silly. What's the difference when you take a picture? Nobody's know what the hell the color of the camera is. Anyway, so yeah, I went through at least a dozen. Like I said, I put in my price range. Started out with the filter of one that was nearest, and then one that was the lowest price, and went through and checked all those out, messaged ones that I thought would work, and I ended up with my other Nikon was a D3300, because halfway to go pick up this one, I remembered where I bought it, and it was Best Buy. So I logged into Best Buy and found out the model, and it was a 3300. The one that I was picking up was a 3100, so close enough. And we're standing out in the freezing freaking cold, 7 degrees. The wind, you can see it looked like dust blowing in the wind, but it was salt from the road. It was, and I wish I could, I wonder if I could do this. I'll try. I have to go back or forward. Try see. Oh, it's going to be backwards. Okay. I don't think you can read it. But anyway, we got in, and it was like a huge city. I think it was 78,000 people was the one that we ended up. Because this guy, he's like, he was asking a certain amount, and I asked him, I said, we have 2 hours to drive. Do you think we could, and I said, and the camera's 15 years old. But it said it was lightly used, and it looked clean in the pictures. So, and I had a similar model, so I was familiar with it. So I was comfortable. And I said, it's 2 hours, it's over 2 hours there. So do you think we could negotiate on the price a little bit? And he went down 10, 20, I can't count. $25, I think. It was gas money. So we only used a quarter tank there and a quarter tank back, and we've got a big truck. So anyway, we went, and he's like, oh, just meet me in this mall. And he told me about this mall. And I said, yeah, it should be around 9:30, 10 o'clock. I don't like to say it's going to be a specific time, because if I say it's going to be 9:30 and we're not there yet, you might think we're standing you up. Now, mind you, when we lived in our prior state, I ran 4 buy-sell trade groups myself. I started them from the ground up, and they were great until the big cities found them and ruined them. So anyway, a fucking train. It's not 9 o'clock. Oh my god. Carry on. Life goes on. So anyway, he ended up, was sweet enough to lower the price, tell us to meet us at this mall. And I believe the mall closed at 10 o'clock or whatever. And I'm looking and I'm GPSing everything, and I'm like, it's coming to where we're not going to get there till 10:15. But I told him I would keep him updated along the way. And I did. It's 15 minutes out. Okay, he read it. Gives me a thumbs up. 5 minutes out. Nothing. Really? Okay, so we get to the mall. We park randomly because it's huge. Compared to what we're used to, it's huge mall. So we just parked where we thought was a good spot until I heard back from him. So all of a sudden there's an SUV parked there. And I was texting him. And his SUV keeps putting his reverse lights on. Well, yeah, that's him. It's his sign saying, okay, it's me. And I'm like, Data's like, well, let's go drive over, park next to him. I'm like, no, what if it's not? And we decide not to. And all of a sudden, the SUV backs out, and he's like, it's a chick. And I'm like, oh, thank God we didn't go park it. It's 2 chicks. I'm like, well, shit, then I'm really glad we didn't go over there. Well, then this SUV starts circling us, like kind of like circle. It's not really a block, but it's circling us. It's like, we got to get the hell out of here. And he hadn't answered me yet. But then all of a sudden he did. He goes, I'm on my way. It's like, I told you 15 fucking minutes ago, so why don't you get your ass in gear? And I said, why can't we meet somewhere that's warm and inside? Because it was 7 degrees and very windy, very cold. And he's like, no, meet me here, and he kind of gave us directions. And it was, I had to Google a place that was 2 minutes away. Well, it was dark. It was 10:15 at night, which we've already bought a truck at 1 o'clock in the morning. So nothing is a big deal. So we meet him, and he's talking, and I'm like, he's got his hood up and everything. I'm like, you Irish? No, I'm Spanish. I'm Mexican. It was hilarious. So he stands outside our truck, and I'm freezing. I have my window all the way open. I'm freezing. And he's just talking and talking and talking. And he can't get the camera to work. So I guess it has to have an SD card in it. And then the battery's dead, so we gotta switch the batteries. And it's so cold out, and we're fucking around with this thing. And this guy's like our age, maybe a little older, I don't know, maybe a couple of years. Because I saw actual pictures online. But in person, he looked like he was a lot younger. So anyway, we finally got it working. And I took some pictures, and it did a fantastic job. Everything worked well. Had a bag, had 2 batteries, charger. It had everything that satisfied me. But the battery, like, was dead. So we had to switch, and it was crazy. So we paid him, and, he's like trying to, he was so sweet, actually, because we were so cold and stiff, and my legs, their problems. He's like, well, if you go up here and you go there, there's a cafe, you can go and maybe stretch your legs a little bit. And I mean, he was really considerate. So then David has to go to the bathroom because, it's just the way he is. No matter what, he's got to go. I think because I said, get a Monster, it's like, try to keep him awake because I don't drive. And I sure fuck ain't driving down there. Scary. Anyway, so we pull up to this gas station because it looks open. It's not open. But next door, there's a lot of things down here are slots and gambling and tobacco. And that's a lot of stores down here. It's really funny. And liquor. It's crazy. So we're like, all right, next door, there was slots and gambling and whatever. So just go in there. So he goes in there, and the lady's like, oh, she asked him a question. And he said he was thirsty, and she's like, or something, or there to use the bathroom. And she's like, well, can I get you something to drink? And he's like, no. She's trying to sell him, trying to get him a drink. It was just so funny. He's just in there going to the bathroom. And because nothing else, we couldn't find anything that was open. Like, fast food places are open, but it's only the drive-through. Okay, so hurry up and get on with it. So we finally found a McDonald's. We're like, fuck it, McDonald's. We know McDonald's. You can't, okay, yeah, you can. Just hear this. So I ordered a filet of fish, extra cheese. He orders 2 large fries. $8.58. $8.58 for 2 large fries. Because when she said our total was $15.86, and all it was a filet of fish and 2 large fries, something was wrong with that picture. Tax was only $1.70. $15.86? Wow. Back it up, back up to the window, find out there's got to be a mistake. No. And then, if any of you are old enough to remember when they used to do supersize, where you could have small, well, it's actually child size, small, medium, large, and supersize. Well, supersize was making people fat, so they had to get rid of that. Well, come to find out, these fries were actually supersized. They were that big. But $8 in Heart Attack City? Wow. I laughed all the way home. What else was I going to do? On the bright side, they were hot, crispy, and salty, and delicious. And whenever he gets fries, I always have to have at least one. Just because I eat my food. But anyway, so I ended up getting this camera. I'm finally just getting settled in now. It is god awful in the morning. 3, maybe 4. 3:20 in the morning. But time never really matters to me anyway. It is what it is. This video will get published, and when you watch it is whatever time you watch it, so it doesn't really matter what time I post it. So anyway, yeah, I got the camera that I really wanted, and I'm going to see if I can get the camcorder to work, and then I'll just keep my videos shorter. I'll time them with my phone. And I did get my new glasses today. I just don't have them on because I'm getting used to them. Just one of those days where it's like, fuck. You don't know whether to laugh or cry. I was more on the laughing part. I was in a pretty good mood today. I was pretty happy that I finally found the camera in essence that I've been looking for. And I say that because it's not the identical model that I did have, but it's one that is so close. And I took pictures with it, and it takes great pictures. So I'm really happy with it. Tomorrow I'm going to go. I said, even if I have to find a dead bug, I'll zoom in on it and I'll make it art. Because there's no pictures. There's no snow. There's nothing. There's nothing. I have my bearded dragons. I always joke that before I had children, um, I'd take pictures of my cats and my dogs. I would have, that was back when it was 35 millimeter, and you'd have to take the film rolls in. I had shoe boxes full of cat and dog pictures. Or I'd just find something random and take pictures of. I've been loving photography since I was 6. But anyway, you talk about your bipolar, your borderline personality disorder, your PTSD, your, um, you know, you just don't know. They're like a small deck of cards. Well, they're pretty big actually. And your depression, your anxiety, your panic, and then the little ones on the side that are just unmentionables. Um, and you can make a deck of cards out of them. And you wake up in the morning, and you wonder what card you're going to be dealt with that day. Or is it going to be a magic trick? Pick a card, any card. You might start out in a good mood, and you walk downstairs and you see one thing that makes you lose your shit and it ruins your day. For normal people, they wouldn't let it ruin their day. But if you have borderline personality disorder, that's part of it. You can fly off the handle on a whim. The wind could blow the wrong way and piss you off because your flag isn't flying the right way. I don't know. I'm saying stupid shit, or it's stupid shit, petty shit to other people. But when you have like borderline personality disorder, then it's an issue. But for other people, it's not. It just isn't. And it makes it difficult because you're like, later on, you kind of think about it and go, really? Anyway, I said I was going to do a short video, and this is turning into a normal video, but I hope you're having a great weekend. I know I am. I hope it doesn't change. I hope I get both batteries of my camera charged so I can do some photography tomorrow. And I think I can use Windows Movie Player and take those pictures and turn them into, I can make a movie. I have done it quite a few times. I can use those photos to make a movie. And I might actually try that. That would actually be a really good project for me because I love doing projects, especially when it comes to electronics. And I could do something. I'm fucking exhausted, but I'm not anywhere near going to bed. Now, falling asleep in my chair, that's a given. So anyway, I am really, seriously, really, without a doubt, gonna say goodnight and goodbye and have a good weekend. And I hope that your day is fantastic.